A fertilizer is a chemical product either mined or manufactured material containing one or more essential plant nutrients that are immediately or potentially available in sufficiently good amounts. Fertilizers carry the similar chemical elements which a soil or atmosphere contain. Secondly, the raw materials used for manufacturing fertilizers are natural products. For example, the air we breathe contains 79% nitrogen and is used to manufacture nitrogenous fertilizers like urea. Natural minerals like sulfur, rock phosphate are used to manufacture phosphatic fertilizers like superphosphate. The main objectives of the fertilizers is to study the different fertilizers, role of fertilizers in mulberry crop, methods of application, calculation of fertilizers for crops, etc. Any natural or manufactured material which contains at least 5% of one or more of the three primary nutrients, that is nitrogen, phosphorus and potash, can be called fertilizer. Industrially manufactured fertilizers are called mineral fertilizers. The appearance of mineral fertilizers is very varied. Depending on the process of manufacture, the particles of mineral fertilizers can be of many different sizes and shapes. Granules, pellets, piles, crystals or cores, compacted or fine powder. Most fertilizers is supplied as solids. In addition to its specified nutrient content, the physical quality of a fertilizer is determined by its particle size, range, its oddness or density, its resistance to moisture and physical damage, and its freedom from caking. High quality fertilizers have a special surface treatment coating. As regards transport, storage and field application, the specific weight or density of a fertilizer is also important. Urea normally has a greater volume per unit of weight than most other fertilizers. Usually, the nutrient content is guaranteed. Tolerance limits from the guaranteed content are normally permitted due to large scale production and possible errors when taking samples. Due to its simplicity, flexibility and safety, that is against weathering and greater losses as well as adulteration, the 50 kg bag is the main distribution method to small scale farmers. The primary nutrients are commonly expressed as percent of nitrogen, phosphorus and potash, sometimes with the addition of magnesium, sulfur, that is trace elements. They are always given in this sequence. Thus, in 17:17:17 formula, the first number is the percentage of nitrogen, that is second number the percentage of phosphorus and the third number the percentage of potash. The label also indicates the weight of the bag, often gives recommendations for correct handling and storage, and the name of the producer or dealer of the fertilizer. Most fertilizers also have brand name which will be printed on the fertilizer bag. It is important to know the fertilizer analysis or grade to calculate the correct amount of fertilizer for the necessary rate of nutrients to be applied per hectare. For example, a farmer needs 8 50 kg bags, that is 8 into 50 400 kg of the grade 15:15:15 to apply a rate of 60:60:60 per hectare. The nutrients needed by plants are taken from the air and from the soil. If the supply of nutrients in the soil is ample, crops will be more likely to grow well and produce high yields. If, however, even only one of the nutrient needed is in short supply, plant growth is limited and crop yields are reduced. Therefore, in order to obtain high yields, fertilizers are needed to supply the crops with the nutrients the soil is lacking. With fertilizers, crop yields can often be doubled or even tripled. The efficiency of fertilizers and the yield response on a particular soil can easily be tested by adding different amounts of fertilizer to adjacent plots and then measuring and comparing the crop yields. Such tests will also show another very important effect of fertilizer use, namely that fertilizers ensure the most effective use of land and particularly of water. These are very important considerations where rainfall is low or crop have to be irrigated, in which case the yield per unit of water used may be more than doubled. Rooting depth of the crop may be increased. Fertilizer recommendations. Different crops need different amounts of nutrients. Furthermore, the quantity of nutrients needed depends largely on the crop yield obtained or expected. Different varieties of a crop will also differ in their nutrient requirements and their response to fertilizers. A local crop variety will not respond so well to fertilizers as an improved variety. Example, hybrid maize will often give a much better response to fertilizers and produce much higher yields than local varieties. Importance of balanced fertilization. Nitrogen being the motor of plant growth will usually show its efficiency soon after application. The plants develop a dark green color and grow more vigorously. However, unbalanced excess nitrogen in cereals or rice may result in lodging, greater weed competition and pest attacks. With substantial losses of cereals or paddy production in other crops, it will decrease quality, particularly storage ability. In addition, the nitrogen not taken up by the crop is likely to be lost to the environment. However, higher yields will also take up greater amounts of the other nutrients, mainly phosphorus and potassium from the soil. Thus, increased yields through application of nitrogen alone deplete the soils of the other plant nutrients. IRRI research suggests that under intensive rice cropping system, the demand for phosphorus and potassium increases over time. Research showed that without phosphorus and potassium application, nitrogen efficiency declined, whereas when all nutrients were applied together, phosphorus and potassium efficiency increased steadily, thereby indicating interactions between these nutrients. Thus, on all depleted soils which have been cultivated for a long time, in addition to unavoidable losses, unbalanced fertilization in favor of nitrogen is not only contrary to good agricultural practices, it is also a waste of labor and capital, environmentally detrimental and not sustainable. Therefore, for optimum fertilizers use efficiency, balanced fertilization is necessary. There are 5 major types of fertilizers: complete inorganic, special purpose, liquid, slow release and fertilizers with insecticide or herbicide. Complete inorganic fertilizers provide some amount of each inorganic nutrient, that is nitrogen, phosphorus and potash. Special purpose fertilizers are formulated for specific plant varieties such as roses, hydrangeas or orchids. Liquid fertilizers also provide complete inorganic nutrients that are in a liquid form, Slow release fertilizers are treated with a special coating to control the release of the fertilizer into the surrounding soil over some length of time. Fertilizers that contain only one primary nutrient are referred to as straight fertilizer. Those containing 2 or 3 primary nutrients are called multi-nutrient fertilizers. Sometimes also binary or 2 nutrient or ternary 3 nutrient fertilizers. Straight fertilizers. Some of the most important as well as the regional important straight fertilizers are as follows. Urea with 46% nitrogen is the world's major source of nitrogen due to its high concentration and its usually attractive price per unit of nitrogen. However, its application requires exceptionally good agricultural practices to avoid in particular evaporation losses of ammonia to the air. Urea should be applied only when it is possible either to incorporate it into the soil immediately after spreading or when rain is expected within the few hours following the application. Secondary nutrients. In the past, secondary nutrients, particularly sulfur, were not always listed on the bag or container. This has now changed. In addition to the straight fertilizers containing magnesium, sulfur or calcium listed above, sulfur is also contained in gypsum, that is 16 to 18% sulfur. Potassium magnesium sulfate or sulfate of potassium magnesia provide readily available supplies of both magnesium of 6% and sulfur of 16 to 22%. Multi-nutrient fertilizers. A large number of multi-nutrient fertilizers are offered on the world market. The most noteworthy advantages of multi-nutrient fertilizers to the farmers are ease of handling, transport and storage, ease of application, high nutrient content, even distribution of nutrients in the field, etc. In general, there are 3 distinct types of multi-nutrient fertilizers: complex fertilizers, compound fertilizers, mixed fertilizers or blends. Micronutrients are a group of nutrients which are essential for plant growth but are required by plants in small quantities. Intensive cropping depletes all nutrients including micronutrients from the soil at a fast rate. Therefore, selective use of micronutrients is necessary for increasing agricultural production. Micronutrients are often applied incorporated in NPK fertilizers. They may also applied in solution directly or sprayed on bulk blends where quick action is required. Salts of micronutrients dissolved in water or sprayed onto crop foliage. Iron, zinc, manganese, copper, boron, molybdenum and chlorine fall under this category. Micronutrients require special attention and care because there is a narrow margin between excess and deficiency in the microelement needs of the plants. Micronutrients are needed only in small amounts. If too much of a given microelement, for example boron, is applied, it may have a harmful effect on the crop or the succeeding crop. In many cases, microelement deficiencies are caused through a soil pH which is too low, that is acid, or more often through a soil pH which is too high, neutral to alkaline. Thus, a change in soil pH may make microelements plant available. Boron. Boron can be applied to the soil as a broadcast or band application or applied foliar as a spray or dust. Iron. Soil application or foliar spray can correct crop deficiencies to some degree. Applying soluble materials such as ferrous sulfate to the soil is not very efficient because the ferrous converts rapidly to unavailable forms. When these materials are applied as foliar sprays, they are much more effective. Injections of dry ferrous salts directly into trunks and limbs have controlled ferrous chlorosis in fruit trees. Most ferrous fertilizer sources are best applied as foliar spray. This method involves lower rates than soil application. Manganese. Manganese deficiencies can be corrected by adding soluble manganese salts such as manganese sulfate with starter fertilizers and apply in a band. Zinc. The best procedure for correcting zinc deficiencies in the field crops is to apply a zinc fertilizer broadcast or in a starter fertilizers beside the row. Application rates range from 1 kg zinc per hectare to as high as 10 kg per hectare depending on soil test levels. The amount of fertilizer to be applied per hectare or on a given mulberry field is determined through the amount of nutrients needed and the types and grades of fertilizers available. Usually, mineral fertilizers are delivered in 50 kg bags. Therefore, the farmer has to know the quantity of nutrients contained in a 50 kg bag. The easiest way to calculate the weight of nutrients in a 50 kg bag is to divide the number printed on the bag by 2. If the area of the field is only 500 meter square, the required amount of fertilizer would be 1/20th of that for 1 hectare. 1 hectare is equal to 10,000 meter square divided by 500 meter square, that is 20. That is for an area of 500 meter square. 300 by 20, that is 15 kg of ammonium sulfate are necessary to apply the amount of nitrogen corresponding to 60 kg per hectare nitrogen. If the recommendation is 60 is to 60, the easiest option for the farmer is to buy a multi-nutrient fertilizer grade 15 is to 15 is to 15. 150 kg bag contains 7.5 is to 7.5 is to 7.5. 60 divided by 7.5 gives 8. Thus, 8 50 kg bags of 15 is to 15 is to 15 are needed to apply the recommended rate of 60 kg per hectare nitrogen, 60 kg per hectare potassium and 60 kg per hectare potash. When the recommendation per hectare is 60 is to 30 is to 30 with 8 50 kg bags of a 15 is to 15 is to 15 grade, the farmer would apply double the amount of phosphate and potassium needed. In this case, he should apply only 4 50 kg bags per hectare, giving half of the recommended rate of nitrogen and the full rate of phosphate and potassium as basal dressing. The remaining 30 kg per hectare nitrogen should be applied in the form of straight nitrogen fertilizer as 1 or 2 top dressings in line with good agricultural practices. The situation is more complicated if the recommendation per hectare is 60 kg nitrogen, 30 kg phosphorus and 50 kg potash, and there is no grade with the required ratio of 2 is to 1 is to 1.7 available. The recommended rate of 60 is to 30 is to 50 could be a mix of ammonium sulfate, that is 21% nitrogen, where also sulfur is necessary, or of urea 45% of nitrogen, triple superphosphate 46% of phosphorus, and or diammonium phosphate 18% nitrogen and 46% phosphorus and muriate of potash, 60% of potash. However, not all fertilizers can be mixed together. Fertilizers which are mixed together must be compatible both commercially and physically. They have to be chemically compatible to avoid caking due to increased hygroscopicity or gaseous losses of ammonia. When fertilizers containing ammonia are mixed with basic slag, rock phosphate or lime, evaporation losses of ammonia will occur. Similarly, water soluble phosphate fertilizers, that is single and triple superphosphate ammonium and nitrophosphates, should not be mixed with fertilizers containing calcium. Example, calcium nitrate, since the calcium will revert the water soluble phosphate into insoluble form. Mixtures of urea and superphosphate or ammonium phosphates and superphosphate should also be avoided. Fertilizers can be applied to soil before seeds are sown, at the time of planting and while the plants are growing. Fertilizers can also be added to the hole when transplanting vegetables, flowers, trees, shrubs and other plant types. Root stimulators can be added to transplanted plants to help promote root development and growth. Broadcasting. The broadcasting of fertilizers, that is applying it to the surface of a field, is used mostly on dense crop not planted in rows or in dense rows and on grasslands. It is also used when fertilizer should be incorporated into the soil after application to the effective phosphate fertilizers or to avoid evaporation losses of nitrogen, urea, diammonium phosphate. Incorporation through tilling or flowing in is also recommended to increase the fertility level of the entire flow layer. Row or band placement is used. The fertilizer is concentrated in specified parts of the soil during planting, which may be either in bands or strips under the surface of the soil or to the side of and below the seed. This can be done either by hand or by special planting and or fertilizer drilling equipment. Top dressing. Top dressing, broadcasting the fertilizer on a standing crop, is mainly used for small and large grain crops and for crops such as forage. Top dressing is normal practice where there is a need for additional nitrogen on soils and with crops where a single application of the total nitrogen amount needed at sowing might lead to losses through leaching, or where the crops show a special need for nitrogen and certain stages of growth. The mobile nitrate moves downwards in the soil and can be taken up there by the plant roots. Side dressings. Applying fertilizer as side dressing is the practice of putting it to the side of the widely spaced plants grown in rows such as maize, cotton and sugarcane. Trees or other perennial crops also are normally side dressed. Foliar application. Foliar application is the most efficient method of supplying micronutrients, but under a stress situation for the crop also, nitrogen or NPK, which are needed only in small quantities and may become unavailable if applied to the soil. Economic use of fertilizer. The fertilizer recommendation should be based on soil test values. Balanced use of fertilizer should be advocated for better economic returns. Use of nitrogenous fertilizer in split doses economize fertilizer use. Micronutrient deficiencies should be corrected as and when needed. Fertilizer schedule should be adopted for the whole crop sequence instead of a single crop. To get the maximum benefit from the applied fertilizers, crops should be irrigated at the critical growth stages. Efficient use of fertilizers. Select the most fertilizer responsive and best suited crops and their varieties for the locality. Balanced fertilization should be practiced based on the soil test. Urea can be cured with soil for top dressing to reduce nitrogen losses by thoroughly mixing 1 part of urea with 5 to 10 parts of moist soil and keeping it for 24 hours. Phosphate should be placed 4 to 6 centimeters below and 4 to 6 centimeters away from the seeds to ensure maximum availability. Top dressing nitrogen and potassic fertilizers should be mixed properly with the layer of the soil. Optimum plant population of the crop needs to be maintained by adopting proper plant spacing. Timely control of pests and diseases will help in realizing maximum effectiveness from fertilizers. Fertilizers are one of the most important tools for agricultural development in support of food security and for maintaining soil productivity. It is your responsibility and a challenge for you to help to improve the living conditions in your region and to help to maintain sustainable agriculture.